The Chicago Bulls just had their most dominant win of the season, and probably their most dominant win since Lonzo Ball went down with injury. Andre Drummond made history in this game, and the Bulls were firing on all cylinders. So stay tuned for that. I'm your host, Joey Mercer, and let's get right into it. So first, yeah, they blew out the Jazz tonight in this contest. It was a score of 130 to 113, and the Bulls actually hit 18 threes, and that score, 130 points, is the most points that the Bulls have put up this season. Very, very phenomenal stuff from them. I saw the Bulls firing on all cylinders. They were great, top to bottom. Everybody in the lineup played really good, and that's what I want to get into first. Of course, Bulls win. It's a win to start the week. We have a few games now coming up on the road later on the week, starting with Wednesday, of course. Then we have a play-in game again on Friday, and hopefully we can do better in that one than we did against the Brooklyn Nets last Friday. I think we can do some major damage to the Orlando Magic in this tourney, and who knows where the Bulls will go from here. Here's the stats that I had for the Chicago Bulls in this game. Of course, DeMar DeRozan, a very efficient game, 8 of 13. Torrey Craig didn't do a whole lot, but he played a phenomenal role on the defensive end, picking up those 5 fouls, but using each and every one of those to his advantage. We had Vooch, struggled a bit early on. He started the game 1 of 6, but 5-11 he finished out, and he did a pretty solid job as well. Not the games that we've seen from him over the past week. He's been phenomenal, but we still got the job done, and that's what matters at the end of the day. Kobe White, however, has picked things up. 7 of 9 and 4 of 6 from 3. That's exactly what I want to see out of him. 18 and 7 are some starting point guard numbers, and hopefully can propel that into the, future. The future that we can't even see. Zach LaVine, 8 of 17 from the field. 6 of 7 from 3. 24 points. I know the betting on this one was kind of funny because it was Zach LaVine over 24.5 points, and he put up 24, but still a solid game from him nonetheless. The Utah Jazz, not so much. Lauri Markkanen returning to Chicago, not his first game back, but he played phenomenal in this one, I gotta say, hitting lots of three-pointers. Didn't miss a single thing from the line, 8 of 8 from the free throw, 29 points. Walker Kessler, those 11 offensive rebounds are not something that the Bulls should be letting up. That is a bit of an issue, and that's the only issue I can take away from this game, because Jordan Clarkson and Talen Horton-Tucker got nothing going, especially Clarkson. Get the ball in that man's hands. 5 turnovers and 10 combined for their backcourt alone, and only 12 points. They didn't get much going at all there. The defense in our backcourt tonight was absolutely phenomenal. I can't stop saying the word phenomenal because this game was so great for the Bulls. And John Collins with an okay showing, but nearly fouled out. He didn't use them like our boy Torrey Craig did, who was an absolute defensive stud in this game. The next thing I want to talk about is the bench production. The bench production in this game was insane. We had over 50 bench points, and the Utah Jazz have one of the best benches in the NBA, but only 2 players on that bench contributed it. And when we have 2 starters in Talen Horton-Tucker and Jordan Clarkson getting nothing done for them, it's almost like those are the starters, so the bench really didn't have much of any production at all. I mean, you look at these numbers here. Pat Will, off the bench, I've really liked how he's played, and I like Torrey Craig in the starting lineup, as I do think Craig is a bit of a bigger body, so if other teams are banging down low, Craig can really defend that a little bit better, and he's played a little bit more efficient, although he doesn't take as many shots. But Patrick Williams off the bench, 4 of 10, we can deal with it. 2 of 4 from 3, 10 points, much better role for him. Of course, Drummond, he made history tonight, which we'll get into later in this video. But 12 points, a block, a steal, 7 boards, 5 on the offensive end in just 14 minutes. What do you want out of him as your backup center? Javon Carter, 12 points. He was 4 of 8, all from 3. He had an absolute crazy 3 to end the first quarter. It was great. I loved watching him play in this game. Caruso got it done. Pretty perfect overall from this game, if you ask me. Only a personal foul was the blemish, and he was great. Great. Everybody top to bottom. And Dosunmu got it done on the defensive end, just like Caruso, and was great in this contest. Then for the bench on the Utah Jazz, I mentioned 2 guys performed. That would be Olynyk as well as Colin Sexton. They were efficient from the field. They didn't get things done the defensive end, in my opinion. Olynyk was getting a lot of assists. But the rest of the bench, look at this production. Only one shot out of Chris Dunn. He couldn't really guard DeRozan. He got a few pokes, but DeRozan is able to rise up and shoot over just about anybody from the mid-range, especially if you're putting somebody shorter. Not a good job on the scouting report for the Utah Jazz on that end. We had Agbaji was 1 of 3, not much going there, and Keontae George got stripped on the perimeter by Andre Drummond for a great job from Drummond on that one. He did unfortunately miss the layup, which was pretty well wide open on the fast break. But I don't want to take anything away from Drummond this game because this was his night. Historic night for him nonetheless. We actually had him making history in this one. He is one of 3 active players right now to grab 10,000 rebounds. He has moved into 43rd on the all-time list for rebounds in NBA history. Obviously one of the greatest to ever do it. When he was on the Pistons, in fact, people really know him as being the rebound champion. Almost year after year, it's between him and DeAndre Jordan. So you can't knock Andre Drummond for his rebounding prowess. Of course, he's one of the best to ever do it. Just like one of my favorite players who played on the Chicago Bulls, Dennis Rodman. We love our rebounders here in Chicago. I love seeing Drummond on the bench. What can I say? Except more Drummond. Yeah, at this moment, like I mentioned, only 1 of 3 active players tally more than 10,000 boards. Of course, the great LeBron James, year 21, has grabbed a lot of boards, a lot of time as well, but we're not taking it away from the king. DeAndre Jordan is the other guy, 10,345 boards. But yeah, Drummond joining that class. Both great rebounders. LeBron a little bit underrated in that category. But Andre Drummond, man, I've loved what I've seen for him. I know people have been a little bit iffy of him as the backup center, but I think he's exactly what we need, where he's such a big body. I don't think we need to have, like we had Tony Bradley last season, and the season before, of course, but I just don't really see a smaller guy helping us out. We've tried some different things there, but I really think it's good to have Vooch space a bit and bang down low, and then Drummond come in and get the O boards, bang down low, provide energy in that way. He's been pretty good at getting steals his whole career, and he's done it for us, so why not? Next, I want to talk about the energy going into next game. So, the energy is very high right now. This is the best win of the season, the best win in about 2 years, and, I mean, what did they do wrong? They hit 18 three-pointers and took 32. I mean, you're shooting the ball the best they've shot it all year. That's what the Bulls really struggled from. And they've struggled from their role players not being able to produce to help the starters. I mean, you need to have those role players playing their role. We need them to play defense, hit open shots, slash, make smart plays, easy passes, play within the flow of the offense, and run the offense that Billy Donovan is running, and we will be just fine. Just like tonight, let's hope that we bring it into us with the Magic now coming on Wednesday, of course. That is 9:30 p.m. my time. It is 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and that's going to be a great game. We play them again in the tourney, the in-season tournament on Friday. I believe it's the same time of 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's going to be a great one to catch. Lots to take away from those. I'll be talking to you tomorrow on a Tuesday, as well as after the game for post-game on Wednesday. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like and a comment down below. And if you love this content, why not subscribe and see it every single day? This is Bulls content that we're covering every day here on Bulls Digest. So why not subscribe to the channel? Hit that bell there, get the notifications. I can't wait to see you in the next one. This is Joey Mercer, your host, signing off.